Excited to be here today with Gil and Millie Jones, the founders of the Jones Family Mini Farm that started back in 1980. And I have been wanting to talk to them on camera for a really long time to document the amazing history that happened here for the last, well, I guess 37 years. So Gil, why don't you start us off? This was sort of your vision and how you came to buy a farm.
Well, it's interesting. My wife, Millie, has always liked San Juan Capistrano. She has a fondness for it. We came here when we were first married and took pictures at the mission and that sort of thing. And she had a china shop up in Lake Forest, and one of her students was Donna Freeze, who was a council member's wife.
She kept saying, "You have to move to San Juan Capistrano." And I said, "No." She said, "Yes, you have to." I said, "Well, what is there? Where can we move?" "Well, there's this really poor rundown buildings," but she said, "It's a historic district and you really should move there."
Ironically, the first half of the property here is the historic part of it, but the back parcel is just part of the house, of the property, and it was a mess. It had lobster traps, weeds. Mr. Rios's ponies were over there eating away in the grass. And the fences were, there was no fence actually, and then so I fenced it in to keep the horses from getting into the neighborhood. And one thing led to another, and then I came up with the idea of maybe getting some animals. So we got some horses and a couple of horses and a donkey. Things just evolved from that point.
So, but you started with a horse and carriage service, right? And you would take brides and visitors around town in this beautiful
yes.
carriage service,
Yeah,
right?
first thing we did was I bought a carriage up in Templeton, California. My son had him build me a carriage, and I bought a carriage horse. And we started giving carriage rides, and we did weddings in the backyard. And then we got this idea to start doing hay rides. And I saw some Belgian horses and down at the stables in Corona, and they're big, beautiful blonde horses. So I decided to do a hayride business. It was very successful. We had a lot of people book hay rides. That evolved into doing parties in the backyard. And then Bill and Sherry Fortmuller, who worked for the city at the time, wanted to do a pony ride business. So we rented them the back section, and they put in a little pony ring, and they were doing pretty well. And then I decided, well, I'll build a barn back there so they'll have some cover. But after the barn was built, the business didn't go as well as they wanted it to. So they got out of the agreement we had. I reimbursed them some money to help them get relocated. And then we took over the pony rides. And the pony rides were very successful. And then we came up with the idea of putting some animals in there and selling tickets for people to go in and look at the animals.
And it was 50 cents.
Yeah, 50 cents.
I saw an old brochure, it was 50 cents.
That's right.
And you had a big pig, Chucky the pig, and you had some goats.
Yeah, we had goats, Chucky the pig, we had chickens and turkeys and all kinds of little varmints and guinea pigs.
Right, lots of guinea pigs.
That's how the guinea pigs started.
We love our guinea pigs. We'll talk about those later.
Yeah.
What year was it that you actually bought the property? Was it 1979?
Well, it was in 1980, first month in January 1980.
Okay.
That's when we closed, and that's when we started remodeling. That took a year.
Okay, all right.
And we didn't have any business during that year, and I was still in the plastering business, so I was busy with my other business. She was busy getting prepared to move from Lake Forest to the china shop here.
Well, I remember when we first looked at the property, there were beautiful china paintings on little teacups and plates, and a lot of students you had, a lot of elderly students, which I spoke to a lot of them. One lady was almost 100 years old, I believe.
104.
She was 104 taking classes from you. And it was just so inspirational to see all these people painting and doing that, and a wonderful service. So that you were in the front doing this, and your husband was in the back with pony rides and guinea pigs and chickens and...
At least she thought I was.
And there you have it.